Once upon a time, a politician could say virtually anything and then blame the press and get away with it. Lakini siku hizi hawana bahati. There are TV cameras everywhere. And where no TV cameras covered an event, people have phones. Yeah, they record events. The controversial audio clip or video clip will emerge somewhere. And people will be able to decide for themselves, what the truth is. Of course, I'm sure you know I'm talking about the latest case concerning the Nandi senator, Samson Cherargei, and his remarks on the 17th of August at a funeral. He was, of course, summoned by the DCI in Eldoret, to go and explain the controversial remarks he made. He didn't turn up, so on Tuesday, he was arrested, but later released on a personal bond. And I'm sure you know, when somebody is released on a personal bond, it means it ain't over yet. Hii mambo yajaisha. Now, let us clear up one issue. And that issue is based on the question some on this channel may be asking, what is the fuss all about? After all, Kenya is a democratic society. People are free to say what they want to say, especially a politician. Now, all that is true, except in this case, apana. The main reason is that what we are seeing now in Kenya has telltale signs, reminds us of another time in our history when all hell broke loose. 2007 elections, presidential elections, when the same community the good senator was addressing were incited. And take careful note of the fact that before the DCI acted against Senator Samson Cherargei, social media had exploded. Kenyans on social media said, no, this is not acceptable. This is incitement. In other words, a vast majority of Kenyans agree with the DCI that this is a big issue, that this is not right. Anyway, I'm sure you've come to this video to be able to understand the very far-reaching political implications of what is unfolding. And we shall dive into that shortly. But first, two very quick pointers. And I'm addressing regulars on this channel. My amazing offer for anybody to sneak into Club 1999 is coming to an end. And I thought it would be a good idea to give you a heads up so that you grab the opportunity before it vanishes forever. On your screens right now, you should be able to see full details of what you need to do. Now, Dark Secrets of the Kenyan Presidency is a classic, not according to me, but according to many people who have read it. Many say it opened their eyes about Kenyan politics. And by grabbing this ebook for only 899 Kenyan shillings, or $8.99, you'll be able to get 3 months free membership of Club 1999, where you will get immediate access to over 45 highly sensitive videos that you've missed concerning various issues and topics in Kenyan politics. Videos that have not been able to carry on this public channel. And when you take them in, you'll understand why. Go for it. I highly recommend it. Number 2, very shortly on this channel, you'll see a super fascinating video, which is not on politics. Oh yes, we do that sometimes. We cover all kinds of topics. Don't panic and say, sasa Kumekucha amemaliza siasa, tutafanya nini? No need for panic. After all, our mantra on this channel is all for a better Kenya. And indeed, this particular super fascinating video falls under this category. And it is about an investment virtually any Kenyan can make, whatever your financial, economic situation is. Whether you're a messenger working somewhere in an office earning very small salary, or you're a chief executive of a major company, you can still make this investment and reap huge returns financially. In my view, it is very valuable information and it is completely free. It's on this channel. Nobody's going to ask you to pay anything. And I will let you into a further secret. Months ago, I looked for this information all over the place, but I could not find it anywhere. Oh yes, of course there was information on the topic, but it was all very shallow. There were many questions I wanted to ask, and there were no answers. So I set up what you can call a research lab, to get the information for myself. Okay, it didn't cost a little money. It was very costly, but definitely well worth it. Because it's very clear it's going to have some huge returns. That will recoup all the investment many, many times over. And I'm delighted, indeed I have no qualms, sharing this valuable information with you. All for a better Kenya. Okay, so make sure you catch it. Back to politics and our current topic. And let us start by listening to an audio clip of the exact, precise words of the good senator. Listen, and then we'll come back and break it down.
Na sisi waja nimalizie kwa kusema hii. Wale watu wanaendelea kupiga vita ya naibu wa rais. We are profiling you. And if you fight deputy president, you are fighting us. Usifikiri deputy ana watu yake. Sisi watu yake tuko hapa. Muendelee kutusi naibu wa rais, lakini mjue we are marking you and we are profiling you. Ikifika wakati tutawashughulikia. Tutawashughulikia, msichezee bwana. Hata yeye hapo ni mtoto ya mtu. Kwani yeye si mtoto ya mtu? Awaje kuchezea bwana naibu wa rais mtu hivi hivi. Lakini
Now, there is absolutely no doubt, as to what the senator said. It is crystal clear. However, let us skirt around the legal issues and let us completely ignore Team Kieleweke and Team Tangatanga, and let us just reason together on this. The concern of the good senator is that people are insulting the deputy president. Wanampiga vita. They are attacking the deputy president. And that is why he says in the clip, tutawashughulikia, which means we'll deal with them. Now hold on a minute. The deputy president is a politician. Okay? And in politics, people will criticize you as a politician. If you want zero criticism, then get out of politics. Go and join another industry. Or go home and play with your children. Or grandchildren. Then nobody will have any business kukutusi or kukupiga vita or to attack you, because you're not in politics, you're not a public figure. Don't you agree with me on that? Now, the fact that people are criticizing the deputy president, people are saying what he's doing is wrong, and maybe they're talking about his other moral issues, about what they think about his character, is well in order, especially because the deputy president has announced that he wants to be our president in 2022. So what is Samson Cherargei telling us? He's telling us you're not allowed to criticize the deputy president. And even more ridiculous, he's telling us you are not allowed not to support the deputy president. That's what he's really saying. Wah. And if you dare not support the deputy president, if you dare to attack the deputy president politically, tutawashughulikia. We are profiling you, and at the right time, we will deal with you. Ambila words. Folks, this is the KANU era politics. And I have a question to ask. Surely, Rift Valley, you don't know any other political tactics. You don't know any other way to do your politics. Surely. You don't. Indeed, it is not fair to call this politics, because this is not politics. This is something else, and it is very primitive, and it smells very bad. In the run-up to the 2017 general elections and after, people said a lot of things about a man called Raila Odinga, especially politicians from the Rift Valley. And most of what they said was abusive, personally abusive, even about his circumcision status. But in all that, I never heard, you'll have to correct me, even one day, anybody from the ODM party or anybody from the province or the place where Raila Odinga hails from saying, we are marking and profiling you, na tutawashughulikia. No, they stuck to the issues. They stuck to politics. So what is Cherargei telling us? What is he trying to pull? This is very primitive and totally unacceptable in my view. And don't dare start saying I'm a supporter of Raila Odinga. Don't even think of saying I belong to Team Kieleweke, because those are non-issues here. Both sides of the political divide should come out very strongly, and I mean both sides, especially Team Tangatanga, and tell the good senator that this is totally unacceptable in our country. No wonder, the woman's rep for Uasin Gishu, Honorable Gladys Boss-Sholei, has come out and said very clearly that those statements must be personal statements, because she's a supporter of the deputy president. And she knows for a fact that statement did not come from the deputy president. That is good, but I'm afraid it's not enough. In my view, the deputy president himself should come out and tell Kenyans, distance himself from the statement, and tell Kenyans what his view is on this strong support of his. But I have a feeling he won't, because the Tangatanga team has been practicing this kind of politics. Oops, this is not politics. Has been practicing this kind of primitive thing. Bwana Senator, with all due respect, grow up. Anyway, let's now try and analyze this. The fact that this has happened at around the same time that Gladys Boss-Sholei, the women's rep for Uasin Gishu, at a time when she made some very controversial remarks on a talk show on the K24 TV station, is bound to raise a lot of questions. Now, what did Boss-Sholei say? She said that when people in the Rift Valley, the Kalenjin community, went out to vote on August 2017, they were not voting for President Uhuru Kenyatta. No, they were voting for Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Let's break that down. What was she actually saying? She was saying that the voter in the Rift Valley, in voting Jubilee in 2017, was saying, this is the only way to get our man, or rather this is a perfect opportunity to get our man to the presidency. Keep President Uhuru Kenyatta in power, so that when he leaves politics in 2022, he will keep his promise and hand over power to the deputy president. Now hold on a minute. What about elections? And they're supposed to be elections where Kenyans decide? Isn't it clear, and we all know, anybody who follows politics, that politics is very fluid? Yeah, anything can happen. So much so that by 2022, Kenyan voters have no appetite for Jubilee or the Jubilee flag bearer, whoever it will be in 2022. Or was she saying that this is Kenya and that as long as the deputy president remains in power, he will have the instruments, yeah, to do a pap, 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 duly elected? Is that what she was saying? Again, in my view, that is not politics. And in my view, that is primitive. Now, let us for a moment sober up, yeah, and talk politics. Because politics is not a personal relationship between you and your girlfriend or boyfriend, yeah, where you say he promised, she promised, blah, blah, blah. No, this is politics. And in politics the world over, it is possible, yeah, that a political candidate can promise something, and then when they actually get to the seat, reality hits them. Or when they get to a certain point during the administration, things change, yeah, and therefore they change their minds, or they change their trajectory. Yeah. Now, of course, people looking in from the outside will say that is betrayal. But let's look a little deeper into it. Let's take the example of Mwai Kibaki after the 2002 presidential elections that removed KANU from power. There was a memorandum of understanding, yeah, to simplify things, between Raila and Kibaki, that they would share cabinet slots 50-50. Now, looking back, it's very easy to guess what may have happened. Yeah? Mwai Kibaki carefully analyzed what he wanted to achieve for Kenya. And he realized by sticking to the MOU agreement and sharing the dockets 50-50, he would not be able to achieve what he wanted to achieve. Because let's face it, yeah, even today, people don't talk about the Raila government in 2003. Yeah, the buck stopped at Mwai Kibaki's desk. He was the president. He was responsible. And so it was his prerogative to organize the government the best way he saw fit. Now, granted, the president may have been a bit arrogant, in fact, very arrogant. Yeah, because what would have happened in this case? President Kibaki would have called the other side, yeah, and they'd have sat down, yeah, the African way, under a tree, sipping tea, or maybe something stronger, eating nyama choma, and then discuss this thing as brothers. Yeah, unajua hapa mambo imebadilika kidogo. Tunaweza kuongea tusikilizane. Yes. That is what reasonable, mature people do. But of course, that is not what happened. Instead, all hell broke loose. And unfortunately, very unfortunately, that is how the stage was set for the chaos, yeah, in the next elections in 2007. So the long and short of what I'm trying to say is that even in 2003, yeah, after the Rainbow Coalition government came into power, and somebody reneged on a memorandum of understanding, it was betrayal, but also it was not betrayal. That's really what I'm saying. Because the buck stops with the president. He can change his mind according to circumstances on the ground. And we all know politics is extremely fluid. Things change very fast. A week is forever. It's a very long time in politics. And so, in my view, playing the clip where President Uhuru Kenyatta says that he will hand over power to Deputy President William Samoei Ruto is being naive. It is failing to understand politics. Yeah? It is reducing yourself to a very low level. Because after all, what did President Uhuru Kenyatta mean? That he'll hand over power to Deputy President. What did he really mean? That there will be no election in Kenya in 2022 and that power will be handed over to his deputy? I thought it's a vote who decides that. Bottom line, the promise meant nothing. And if it is true in the Rift Valley in 2017, people went out to vote, with 2022 in their minds, then shauri yenyu. I'm very sorry. That was naive. Gosh, hii Kenya yetu. Anyway, before I go, let me just point out something very important. In my previous video, I said that the signs on the ground are that Team Keleweke versus Team Tangatanga is escalating. It ain't over. And these latest developments are a very clear indication that that is a fact. And whichever side of the political divide you belong to, let me state the obvious. This is not good for the motherland. It's not. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.